Greetings, all Shardvixen here. I have an owie. So, I'm taking new face medicine for my face, and it's kind of working and it's kind of not. So, I mean, it's kind of working, but it's not. So, we'll see. It take up to, my daughter was saying it can take up, excuse me, I got kind of itchy nose. It can take up to 3 weeks before we see any sign of anything. So, so today is, what does the Vixen say? Now remember, you can go to my Discord or my Twitter or anywhere and put in a question that you just have a burning desire for. I make up questions. Also, the idea was not, it was so the people who view could get, could put in an idea or two what they wanted to hear me talk about. But everyone's put in some questions, so we're just gonna do what we do. This question actually came from a gentleman that I used to play No Man's Sky with, who is no longer online anywhere as far as I know. At least he hasn't popped up in any of my feeds. And that'd be Kingsnake. I met Kingsnake through the Gepnik gang, and for whatever reason, we just kind of hit it off and played No Man's Sky together. He didn't really like the next update, so he kind of fell out of liking to play it. Went back to Minecraft for a long time. I don't know if he's still, I don't know what he's doing now anyway. So, it's a very common question you get a lot. Not to say he's a common person, but it's, when people are getting to know people, it's kind of that kind of a question. When I worked with teens, it would come up a lot. So it's, if you had 3 wishes, what would they be? And of course, I guess the rule is nixay on wishing for all the wishes you could. I suppose that would be, if there wasn't a rule on it, that would be the one I would wish for, is a lifetime of wishes. And then my second would be to live forever. But I always feel like it's kind of a trick as far as wishes go, because if you make it not in depth, like if you say you want to live forever, you didn't say you wanted to live forever in a good body. You didn't say you wanted to live forever healthy. You didn't say you wanted to live forever, like with money or whatever, comfortably. So that kind of makes a problem if you don't think about it. But let us go with the idea you can only have 3 wishes. I find a magic stone and it gave me 3 wishes. And that too is kind of interesting if you think about it. Excuse me. I have a really itchy nose today. Just itchy all around. Just itchy. Okay, so 3 wishes. Can't ask for more wishes. And like I said, I don't know how elaborate the wishes could be or not be, because I don't think I want to say I want to live forever, right? And I can't make that choice for my children. I can't say I want to live forever with my family or whatever. But I think one of my first wishes would be is a world without war. Well, no, maybe not that. Maybe I wouldn't wish for a world without war. Maybe I would wish for a world where humans couldn't be mean to each other in any shape or form. That'd be interesting. Second wish, I think I'd want to be telepathic. With control, though. I wouldn't want to be telepathic without control. But I would want control. To be able to shut people off sometimes, and then to find out what they were thinking. I probably wouldn't like it once you had it, because I think that there's a lot of internal thoughts that probably are, it's a good thing they never come out in the open. But I think I would be one of the few people that could just listen and not make a comment about what I listened on. I keep a lot of secrets, so I think I could do that. But it would be kind of interesting to see if everyone thinks the same, even though we say everybody doesn't think the same. But would they have, like, does the internal conversation go about the same for everybody? I'm always curious about that, because you can ask people what they're thinking, and a lot of times they're not going to tell you. I mean, it's not going to be the exact thing they're thinking about. Sometimes it is, or at least they tell us it is. I don't know. I mean, that's the part that would be curious for me. I like, I was thinking about this the other day, which is kind of a weird tangent we're going to go off on. These questions will probably give me weird tangents. Um, so my first wish would be human beings couldn't be mean to each other at all. So no slavery, um, no racism, no sexism, no genderism, no. Um, I know that the thing is, though, that people don't see those as being hurtful to other people, or they don't care. So if you didn't see it as being hurtful, it'd be interesting to note if you made a wish like that, how the schematics of wishes go, because we don't know. It's all pretend. But if you made a wish like that, would you have to? Would it have to be that the person who was receiving it thought it was hurtful, or the person that was doing it? I think it would have to be the receiver, which kind of would be problematic too, because there could be a lot of people that could use that. But that would also be being mean to other people, you know. So if I don't want you calling me ugly, and you didn't think calling me ugly was being mean, it was just being truthful, right? Then you wouldn't think that it was being mean, but I would think it was being mean, and then you might think it was I was being mean because I was telling you not to do something. That could have a lot of interesting ideas, couldn't it? But okay, so that was my first wish. My second wish would be, I forgot what my second wish would be. I don't want to go back and look. This happens a lot now. I'll be talking along, and then I'll forget what I was talking about. So, second wish, we'll just make a new second wish. Because there was a tangent that went with that second wish. It was about people and how they... being telepathic. There we go. I could do it. So, I would wish to be telepathic. I don't want anybody else to be telepathic. How mean of me, huh? I want to be telepathic all the time. Because the thing I like about people... Okay, because I don't always like people. I don't like people when they do... I don't like the things people do sometimes. But the thing I like about people is that we each have our own story of how we got where we're at, wherever we're at when you meet them. So, an example would be my next door neighbors. I'm not very close with my next door neighbors, but I'm not very close with people, unless I kind of know you, because I don't trust people. It's part of my mental health issues. Trusting is a weird degree of things. So I have a spectrum of trust. So like, I'll give you an example. Long Roger, who I've not met, has a little longer of a trust than, say, my next door neighbors. That's because him and I converse a lot, and there's things we've shared, and there's personal intimacy. Sorry, that word just was so hard to find. And intimacy doesn't mean, a lot of people think that means like sex and stuff like that. Intimacy means you've opened up your gates and allowed yourself to be vulnerable to that other person. They know things about you that you could use to hurt them. Whereas my next door neighbors, who I've lived next door to for 5 years, I'm lucky if I don't know nothing about them. I mean, I know that they are together and they have 2 kids, and they have various people that move in and out. But other than that, I don't really know when their birthdays are. I just found out that the lady next door likes to do acrylic pours and has been doing them for a very long time. And I do know she likes gardening because she has a garden, and we talk about gardening. And that they're very big into scavenging stuff. Like, they make great fallout people. They're very good at finding stuff on Craigslist. Me, I'm lousy at finding things on Craigslist. Obviously, I'm not very patient about it. So, and then my other next door neighbor, I just know tidbits about him as well. And that's because, I have to ask questions. People don't just, and that's normal for everybody. They don't just But I think that we live in a society where it's not required for us to know each other very well to have a relationship. So that's kind of why I'd want to be a telepath, is I wouldn't have to ask them anymore. I could just kind of poke around in their head. Now the question is, do I feel like that would be intrusive? Well, of course it'd be intrusive. Do I care? No, I'm telepathic. Well, you guys wouldn't know. I mean, if I was the only person on the earth that was telepathic, but I wouldn't just do humans, though. I would do animals, too. I don't want to poke around in animals' heads. I would be able to get all these answers that I've never been able to get, you know? So that tells you a bit about my personality. If there was no rules or regulations, I'd just be chaotic. And that's pretty true. I mean, the only reason human beings follow rules is because they don't like the results, the consequences that come from breaking the rules. So as long as there were no consequences for me, I don't think I'd care. I think that I wouldn't care because whereas it would be intrusive and it wouldn't be nice and I wouldn't want somebody to do it to me, if I didn't know somebody was doing it, then I wouldn't care. It's only when you know that people are doing these things that you begin to care about them, and then there's consequences to the choices. If a person knew I was poking around inside their head and it upset them, I might possibly quit. I mean, it's one of those things. If you had the power, would you really be good at it? I don't know. Because I'm not doing it for the sake of having something over them. I'm just doing it for my own curiosity. Just because I'm kind of that person that peeks through the walls. I just want to know how everybody's living. Are they doing the same thing I'm doing? Oh my God, I'm making myself sound worse and worse, huh? Okay, but that I don't have telepathic powers, so we don't have to worry about it. Third wish. Wow, that was a weird tangent. Third wish. You don't want to say I want my children to live forever, but my children have told me they wouldn't want to live forever. So, I think my third wish would be no hunger in the world at all. Everybody would always be fed. I might like it that I think I would want that to be like everybody. I would want everybody to be happy, healthy. What is it? Happy, healthy, and loved. Happy, healthy, and loved. That's what I would want. So maybe the end of mental health would be great, but I don't. It's so weird because again, that's one of those things that you'd have to make this really long last wish. I want everybody to happy, healthy, and loved. And loved in the sense of contentment, not in love in the sense of sexuality or being married or whatever, but just having that good sense of feeling like someone cared about you. We have a lot of people in the world that don't have that. We have a lot of children in the world that don't have that. So maybe I'd want that all the children could feel that way. But then what would happen when you turned 18? That you lost that feeling? No, I don't think so. I think I want everybody in the world to be happy, healthy, and love. That would be my third wish. So there'd be a wish, 2 wishes for the world, and 1 wish for myself. Which is odd because the 1 wish about being telepathic has nothing to do with being rich or being all that. Getting to knowing how the world works, or people work, and animals work, would be way more interesting to me than having all the money in the world, I guess. I could travel, I mean, and I wonder if the telepathic, if I think about it, would it be that I could pursue people to do things? Because that would be different. Like if you could plant a thought in someone's head. But if all 3 wishes were in the same world, I'd no longer have to worry. I could have a world that was both, everyone was happy, healthy, and loved, and it couldn't be mean to anybody. Be kind of a nice world to live in. I don't know that I need the telepathic. Yes, maybe people would be more apt to talk to me. Though I don't know if the telepathic is because I want people to talk to me as much as it is I just want to have a comparison about how my life is compared to everyone else's life. Like, I want to know if a person that I meet on the street thinks about the thoughts that I think about. Does that make me, like, am I as odd as I think I am? Or are we all odd and we just keep it to ourselves? That's kind of, I think, where I want to go. It's kind of that thing. I don't need to say, do I look fat in this dress? I don't need a person to rumble around in their brain to find out if they really think I'm fat in this dress. That's, I'm not wearing a dress, it's a shirt. But I don't know why I said that. But that's how I would want to look at it. Like, do I want that? I guess. I mean, I think what I'm looking at is like, I have weird thoughts that go through my head sometimes. Like, my daughter and I were talking about, like, well, why are tacos like vaginas? Like, why? Who came up with that thought, and where does that thought come from? Do other people think that way? Like, do they think that tacos look like vaginas? I mean, or cucumbers. I get the cucumbers, but why not a carrot? Why can't you have a carrot? I guess because a carrot tapers at the end. Nobody wants a penis with a tapered end. Or though maybe somebody would like a penis with a tapered end. I don't know. Why not pickles instead? Pickles tend to have a curve to them, so maybe not. But anyway, that's where my brain goes. It picks things up and then it runs on these little tangents and starts things. So I just want to know if other people have those thoughts that ramble around inside their head. Like paranoia is another one. I get very anxious and paranoid sometimes, but the paranoia doesn't have an actual, like, what the paranoia is. I just feel like everyone's looking at me, but not looking at me. I don't know how to describe it. It's a very odd feeling. Like everyone's aware of me and they don't want to be near me. And so then that jacks up that social anxiety. So as a telepath, I would be able to see if that was really occurring or if it really was just in my head. Like a confirmation, I guess. Which is odd that I'm, centering on that. Because it sounds, I guess because I think that sounds very intrusive and creepy to want to see inside other people's heads. And then just take it one step further and say you want to implant ideas in their heads, but I think I want to do it to make them feel better about themselves or about the world or about whatever, to help with those negative thoughts. The question then becomes, if you have the power, do you become corrupt over a period of time? I mean, if nobody can be mean to other people verbally or physically, oh, that's what I didn't say, huh? I'm thinking, again, too small. I didn't think nobody, my wish would be that nobody could hurt anybody. Could be hurt anybody or be mean to anybody purposely, physically, mentally, sexually, emotionally. There we go. Genderly, ageally. So if you could no longer, in that world, remember those are my 3 wishes. So if you could no longer do that, would you be thinking those thoughts? Would you be thinking them to yourself? Also, could hurt themselves would probably be part of that, because we hurt ourselves a lot. So would it be okay to not hurt other people, but be allowed to hurt yourself? That's kind of an interesting thought too. Though if you were happy, healthy, and loved, would you have those ideas of wanting to hurt other people? I wonder if the hurting of other people comes from not feeling content, not feeling love, not being happy. If that's where that comes from. I got a buzz in my ear. Like when I talk, it goes buzz, buzz, buzz after every word. That's annoying. It's just annoying. So that's it. That's the end of that particular, what does the Vixen say? Those are my 3 wishes. What would be your 3 wishes? And you can go ahead and answer me back on those if you like. You can send it on my Discord. You can go to my Twitter. You can do whatever you would like. Send me an email if that's your preference. Everybody has a different preference, I think. You can comment wherever you comment. The thing is that these videos only show up on YouTube. Down the road, briefly, I'm going to see if I can do this really short. Down the road, as I've spoken before, I want a website that will have these videos so that anybody can go to the website and view the video and make comments and stuff like that. My plan is for the next, from here now till 2020, this turn of the year, is to work on my channels and my animation. I was doing a lot of stuff for conversion. I'm doing some stuff for, the Galactic Cup. I will be streaming for the Galactic Cup, Galactic Alliance in No Man's Sky, July 25th on their channel. And I think probably on my channel too, but you'd have to jump to their channel to actually hear me. That's what I think is going to happen. And I don't know how much talking I'll actually be doing since I'm not playing. And it's for other people to play on PS4. And more information of that you can find on my Discord and on the Galactic Alliance Discord, which I will try to share with people on my channel if people want to check it out. Check out Cobra TV, of course, Savjazz21, Mary Lizzie. Those are the people I watch. Genghis Ron, I watch them a lot. So any of the Gepnik gang, woo woo woo, Gepnik gang, love, love, love. All we need is love, love, love. All we need is Gepnik gang, la 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 la. Okay, so that's my little brief. Whoop! And that's the end. Oh, and I'm sorry, this vlog was supposed to come out last Saturday, but I got busy with the conversions, so we're a little bit behind. But everybody have a really great week, a day, week, whatever. Remember, I stream tomorrow, and I'm out of here.